Hi, I'm Jasmine Smothers, and I'm the lead pastor of Atlanta First United Methodist Church in downtown Atlanta. Today is Thursday, June 18th, and I'm looking forward to sharing Thursday thoughts with you today. At Atlanta First, we exist to worship God, to serve people, to grow together, and to engage the city of Atlanta. This week, you'll have several opportunities to worship, serve, grow, and engage, so stay tuned for those opportunities. We want to wish our fathers and all the men who have impacted us a happy Father's Day this Sunday. We give thanks for the gift of parents from God, and especially for parents who guide us in a godly manner. So we want to be sure to celebrate our dads and all the men who have been impactful in our lives thus far along this journey. I do hope that you are enjoying this Inside Out series. Our Summer in the City worship series is called Inside Out, More Than a Feeling. It's based on a Disney Pixar movie called Inside Out. And if you haven't had an opportunity to view the movie, I commend the movie to you. Inside Out is based on science, on the science of our brains and emotion and how we are put together. And it can teach us a lot about what's going on with us during this pandemic, during the racial unrest in our communities, and so much more. This Sunday, I am so excited to introduce to some of you the Reverend Blair Boyd Zant. Reverend Zant is the incoming Director of Congregational Development for the North Georgia Conference of the United Methodist Church. And she will be with us on Sunday and sharing the sermon with us on anger. Anger is our theme this week. You will not want to miss Reverend Zant's sermon this week. I hope that you will invite others to join us online for worship on Sunday at 11 at www.atlantafirst.umc.org/live or on Facebook Live or on YouTube Live. Just search for Atlanta First UMC. I am so grateful to those who have joined us for this journey along the way. Our worship attendance continues to rise as we worship online, and we welcome all of you to worship with us and all who are new to the Atlanta First community to get involved in any opportunity that there is coming up in the days ahead. I also want to thank Dr. Nancy Long, our pastoral counselor who leads our counseling center at Atlanta First. Dr. Long shared with us a powerful reflection on joy last week. And in this edition of Thursday Thoughts, she will share with us another powerful installment on fear. You won't want to miss it, and I encourage you to share this with others. Also this week, Bailey, one of our youth, will share a reflection on us on what she believes anger is. And we're so grateful for our youth for introing the theme each week for us during Thursday Thoughts and in the worship service. You'll continue to hear from each one of them during the series, and we're so grateful for our youth who have said that they would participate in the life of the church in this way. Friends, on a personal note, this time of COVID and racial unrest means that your pastor is working 24/7. While you may not see me, along with our staff, we continue to work at a rate that is simply unsustainable. So as we prepare to celebrate Pastor Walter at the end of the month and to celebrate his retirement, I'm going to step away for 2 weeks for some Sabbath prayer and vacation time. If you should have a need while I am gone, my vacation starts tomorrow on Friday. If you have a need while I am away, please, please, please get in touch with Pastor Walter or Jennifer, or call our pastoral care line, which immediately connects to your pastor so that we can respond. Know that we are always here with you and for you. Even though the building is closed, the ministry continues. Ministry of feeding, ministry of comforting, the ministry of growing through small groups and Sunday school. The ministry, the work of the church continues even though the doors remain closed. So friends, I want to invite you also to make sure that you are current with your giving. If you do not give your tithes and offerings to God through the church, we cannot continue to do the work of ministry. So please make sure that you're giving generously unto God in this season, because the church needs to continue to be the church in this season. People are more hungry than ever. They are more anxious than ever. They are more sick than I can remember. And they are detached from human contact. And through your gifts, we can make a difference in our community to help with that in this season. Thursday Thoughts is chocked full this week. I also hope you've been enjoying our Wednesday Summer in the City organ concerts. There's another one coming up this Wednesday, and you'll hear from Chris about who is coming to bless us this week. I love you. I love being your pastor. I pray with and for you every day. Yes, I'm expecting you to be praying too. The Bible says that we are to pray without ceasing. May the peace of God, the joy of God, the comfort of God, and the grace of God be yours in abundance until we meet again.
Hello. This week's reflection is on the character fear. The character fear manages to find everything scary in the world and doesn't really have time to enjoy life. If we look at the definition of fear, it's a feeling brought on by a perceived threat to our well-being and causes us to react negatively or positively. I remember several years ago, I moved to Columbus, Georgia to accept a new position. I was so excited until I found out that there was great expectations because I was the first African-American therapist at the institution they had hired. Fear set in, and my joy of excitement for this position turned quickly to fear. How am I going to live up to this expectation? Well, it so happened that one of my friends who called to check upon me told me that a preacher from Atlanta was leaving a revival in the city and that I might calm down a little and calm my anxiety if I go to the revival. So I went, and ironically, that Atlanta preacher was Reverend Jasmine's father, Reverend Rodney Smothers. There were several things I gleaned from that revival sermon, but the one that stood out the most, and Reverend Jasmine reminded me of it, is the acronym he used for the word fear. F, false, E, evidence, A, appearing, R, real. False evidence, appearing real. There's so much in our society today to be fearful of, but Reverend Jones in his youth sermon noted that fear is overcome by our faith. Let me give you an example. In one of the Indiana Jones movies, Indy, he was affectionately called, was seeking a religious artifact. And to get to the artifact, he had to go across a large canyon of which there was no walkway. The fear of the canyon was keeping him from the artifact. His father, played by Sean Connery, yelled to him, "Don't be afraid. You must have faith. Step out on the canyon and have faith." With no evidence of anything to hold him, he stepped into the air, and there appeared a walkway under his feet, and he was able to cross over the other side. You see, the walkway only appeared when he was willing to step out on faith. Yes, Reverend Jasmine is right. We conquer our fear by doing it afraid. This is how we get to the good stuff in life, or as we say, the abundant life. So grab hold of your fear and do it afraid and enjoy the abundant life that God has given us. I'll see you next week.
Anger is a strong feeling of annoyance or hostility. Right now, there are a lot of angry people in the world. People are angry that they can't jog without being killed, being pulled over for no reason, or being looked over for a job for someone who is less qualified. Anger will destroy you. Instead of letting anger destroy us, we can turn our anger towards something more positive, like treating everyone fairly or just being nice.
Good afternoon, Atlanta First. It's Chris. It's your director of music and worship at the church. So I just want to say good afternoon and thank you to everyone that has tuned in to our Summer in the City organ recital series. Last week we were so grateful to Sarah Hallbecker, who is the organist at Redeemer Lutheran Church on Peachtree Street, our neighbors. And then this week we were thankful to have Mr. Wayne Gilreath, who is organist and director of music at Douglasville United Methodist Church, along with Mr. Kane Oscar Bergeron, who accompanied him on flute. So we're so grateful to those two organists who decided to, during this pandemic, to come and to bless us with their gift of music. So next Wednesday at noon, we are blessed to have Mr. Rylan Harris, who is the Director of Music and Worship Arts at Ray of Hope Christian Church in Decatur, Georgia, who will be playing a very different program. He will be playing hymns and anthems on next week between 12 and 12:30, and it will be live streamed on the church website as well as Facebook and YouTube. And good news is, I've gotten a couple of requests via email saying that, you know what, Chris, we need to extend the series. June just isn't long enough, and just three organists. We want more. So I've contacted a couple of other organists and got some dates lined up. So the actual Summer in the City organ recital series will not stop in June, but will actually run through the end of July, with the exception of July 1st, which is the week of 4th of July. So I look forward to seeing you all tune in next week, as well as through the rest of the recitals through July. Have a good afternoon, everyone.